Mr. Cao, when police asked you why you're in the female toilets, you said you're unsure of your gender. Are you still unsure of your gender?
Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So we have a story coming from Melbourne, Australia. A university student, Bao Cao, filmed 150 women secretly while they were using the bathrooms. 150 women. This person was caught red-handed. Over 100 videos were found on his phone. And what happened to this individual? What happened to this man, 23-year-old university student, who was caught with over 100 videos of women using the bathroom? Absolutely nothing. Or at least this person completely evaded conviction.
A Melbourne University student who secretly filmed women inside female toilets and showers has walked from the Melbourne Magistrate's Court after his community corrections order was extended. Biomed student Bao Cao was today handed a 12-month good behaviour bond, having pleaded guilty to a charge of upskirting after he was busted secretly filming a woman in the public toilets at District Docklands shopping centre in February last year. Mr. Cao, why did you upskirt women? Why were you in the female toilets? Cao had previously been arrested for secretly filming a woman at student accommodation in the CBD. Police then finding 150 videos and photos of women on his phone. Mr. Cao, when police asked you why you're in the female toilets, you said you're unsure of your gender. Are you still unsure of your gender? The magistrate described the impact on one of his victims, saying she remains anxious and is hypervigilant, and the incident has impacted her ability to use public restrooms. Mr. Cao, do you still plan on becoming a doctor? Mr. Cao, do you plan on apologising to your victims? In her sentencing, the magistrate also said Mr. Cao, originally from Vietnam, has no family here and considers him to be isolated in the community. She also said the 23-year-old's youth needed to be taken into account and that Mr. Cao is progressing well on his CCO. Despite his guilty pleas, a conviction was never recorded. It is unclear if he'll be allowed to practice medicine in Victoria.
So the victims are anonymous, but there is one woman who went into the public toilets at Chipmunks, Playland and Cafe Docklands on February 20 last year and saw there was one person in an adjoining cubicle. As she used the toilet, she noticed an iPhone being held close to the wall near the cubicle and that it was recording. The woman became scared and panicked at the sight, leaving the toilets to call security, who found Cao in the toilet cubicle. The magistrate is a woman, Michelle Makatowicz. She read the female's impact statement. The woman said she remains anxious. Unsurprisingly, she is hypervigilant. The woman's sense of safety has been and continues to be affected, impacting her ability to use the restroom in the office and in public. And then she said to the defendant, "These concerns are the long-term effects of your offending." Yet this guy walks away with no conviction. There's no record of any conviction. Apparently his age was taken into consideration. 23. A grown man filming women while they're using the toilets. Absolutely sick. And of course, here we go. He claims to be gender confused about his gender identity. No doubt that had a factor to play as well, why this guy was able to walk away with no conviction. Because as we've seen, gender identity is often used as a shield by the most heinous and most violent predators imaginable. We've had people defending sick individuals who have harmed women and children because people dare to refer to them as he, him. As soon as gender identity is thrown into the mix, these people are given certain privileges, preferential treatment, and people come to their defense. And in fact, they're even seen as victims as soon as they have a gender identity. Because of the laws there in Melbourne, in Australia, saying that you can use whatever bathroom you want based on your gender identity, biological sex isn't even a factor. This guy can use the women's bathroom as much as he wants. And he can go on using women's bathrooms. The fact that he is a threat to women, the fact that he had over 100 videos on his phone filming women secretly, that's not a factor. As long as he has a gender identity or claims to be confused about his gender, he can go on using the women's bathroom. And this is a female judge who has been bamboozled by this person. The judge has ignored the indignity of 150 women that are the victims of a serial effing sex pervert. Filming 150 women in bathrooms and still walking free. What message does that send to every woman who expects basic safety? Sall Grover had this to say. In Australia, there is more punishment for a woman creating a female-only space than there is for a man secretly filming 150 women in what should be a female-only space. Quote, he told police he was in the female toilets because he wasn't sure about his gender. It's literally the get out of jail free card for sexual predator men. And it's literally a way to be given access to women and to girls. Because that's exactly what has happened. That's why we have men being moved to female-only prisons, getting to serve their time in a women's prison, even though they've been convicted and incarcerated for crimes against women and children. They literally move male predators into female facilities simply because they claim to have a gender identity. And at what point are we ever going to acknowledge the mere possibility that these men could be playing the system? Well, let me claim to be confused about my gender so the judge can be sympathetic towards me and go easy on me and not question why I was in the bathroom, a women's bathroom, in the first place. This is exactly why female-only spaces are non-negotiable. They are essential for the protection and safety of women, and they need to be protected. Any man can walk into the women's bathroom. It's as simple as that, as long as there are policies and laws that acknowledge gender identity before biological sex.
This isn't hypothetical. It's happening every single day. Females, women and girls, are half the population. We matter. Reality matters. Truth matters. Yet here we are in the afterglow of International Women's Day, watching elected politicians ignore the real fight altogether. The most fundamental fight, what a woman even is. Most of the country doesn't even know this fight is happening. And it's not because women's rights aren't important. Just ask Albanese. It's because the government does not want you to know the reality of what has happened. But the reality is, if someone will lie about something so obvious, like a woman having a penis, they will lie about anything. And that's the problem. What reason is there to trust them on budgets, borders, climate, crime, or anything else? It's almost comical, if it wasn't so grim.
Elon Musk has now joined thousands of people around the world criticising a decision to allow a serial sex creep to walk free without conviction. Bao Cao admitted to secretly filming women in toilet cubicles on multiple occasions, but with no conviction, he is free to stay in Australia and pursue his dream of becoming a doctor. Last night's 7 News story sparked a massive international response, millions of views and tens of millions more reactions. Elon Musk reposting it, also commenting, "Deport the judge." From Pauline Hanson, one word, deport. Libertarian MP David Limbrick now also calling on Immigration Minister Tony Burke to cancel the Vietnamese student's visa on character grounds.
So this guy's a guest in Australia. Tony Burke has recently talked about the types of guests that we want to have in Australia and those that aren't welcome in Australia. I think that the minister needs to intervene here and cancel his visa.
Mike, the University of Melbourne is unable to confirm if the repeat offender is still studying there.
I don't know what's happened to Australia when it comes to its immigration laws. I remember when they used to be so strict, and now they're just letting everybody in, I guess. Sall's response to the whole deport him. She said, first of all, just deporting him means he is a free man in Vietnam and local women will be his victims. Absolutely nothing about the problem is solved. It should go without saying that Australian laws need to be changed to ensure that no men can A, enter female-only spaces, B, use gender as an excuse for any criminal matter, C, voyeurism is clearly criminal in legislation, carrying both a conviction and sentence. Discretionary sentencing should be eliminated for guilty pleas in sex crimes. Ideally, this POS is resentenced. He has already pled guilty and then deported, but to a Vietnamese prison. He should not be a problem for any more women to have to deal with. Very well said there, very well said. There's been harsher punishments for women creating female-only spaces, and those who cause harm to women are given special privileges and are allowed to walk free to continue doing so. Because that's the most disturbing part of this story. This guy has been allowed to walk free. This guy will be allowed to enter into a women's bathroom yet again. And we're supposed to believe that he isn't going to re-offend. We're just going to make sure he doesn't get caught this time. So Cao was sentenced to a 12-month adjourned undertaking without conviction, where he must be of good behaviour and comply with his previous community corrections order. The offender had been sentenced twice before receiving a community corrections order, in July 2025 on the same matter, and May 2025 relating to an incident in October 2024. So this is not the first time, and more than likely it will not be the last. Women are left with absolutely no protections. Is it any wonder that the victims and any women hearing about this are going to be very reluctant to use public bathrooms? And what message does this send? It reinforces the idea that gender identity can be used as a shield. And predators know this, and that is absolutely disturbing indeed. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.